right, good morning. It's Tuesday, heading to work. A little bit cold out here, everything's frosty. Gotta head into the shop and get that camper cleaned up so we can get it back into storage. Head in and see what's going on at the shop. It's been about just over 3 weeks since I've been around, so we'll see what's gone good and see what's gone bad. Tuesday, February 11th. I always just say the day. Gotta remember to say the date, as it could be any Tuesday, obviously. Yeah, things have changed a bit since I was here. Obviously, everything is frozen. Truck is saying -6 right now outside, but it is a beautiful day. Mostly blue sky. Got a little bit of cloud in this one spot here, but everywhere else is looking pretty blue. All right, here it is. The girl's already got to the wheels this morning, but she's pretty gross. Looking much better. We'll definitely do more later, but the girls have lots of work ahead of it, so got the road grime off, got the salt off. That's the main thing. The back of it was so dirty, so now that's looking good now. So we'll just get it dried off so we can put it outside and they can carry on with their day. And then Chandel and I have lots of work on the inside to clean out and clean up. Okay, so we got a spot in here for a day or two while we get storage ready, so she can stay warm and dry while we unpack it. And I'm just gonna head over. We got Mike's blue car here that is ready to go home. They're gonna be delivering it here possibly today or this week anyway. Had to get out of the way, so I'm gonna bring it down to the Hotrod shop. We've done numerous things to this car since he bought it, but the latest was some new latches for his roof right here. I think these are the new latches we put in here. He was having lots of wind noise and stuff like that, so yeah. Armstrong steering and a camera don't work well together. Okay, good morning everybody. Wednesday the 12th of February. Just heading into the shop. Yesterday I didn't get a lot of footage in. We got the camper and truck cleaned up. Just a lot of business things to deal with that obviously I can't record. Lot of stuff I had to catch up with Mark and Leah since I've been gone 3 weeks. You know, you're in touch over the phone, but you know they try and let you be while you're away, so that's good. But anyway, so I have lots to go over today. I'm going to go in and do an update on everything that's in the shop. Get the footage off to Leah from yesterday and today as soon as possible, and I want to get a video put up asking you guys some questions since we're kind of struggling now that I'm back. Wondering what should we do with the channel? What do people want to see? So we don't have a ton of followers, right? We have 2,200 subscribers. A lot of those came from the DDE videos. Not sure how many of those subscribers we're going to retain into like daily watchers or weekly watchers, depending on how we go with the channel. But what we'd like to know is what you guys would like to see. Do you just kind of want to see the day in life of Lee and Stones together? Is it more just the car stuff that you're interested in at Stones? Do you want me to throw in my fishing type stuff that I do as well, and just the day-to-day stuff I'm going to be doing? The car show stuff with the movie vehicles with BC DeLorean, if that's something you guys are more interested in. Just trying to get an idea what we should focus on. For now, we're going to get this daily video up, shop walk around update up. We have an idea that we might try to build some content on individual vehicles that we're doing bigger projects on in the shop, and try and do like maybe weekly or bi-weekly updates on individual vehicles versus just going around the shop and talking about every vehicle. And therefore on the longer projects there would be an album of 10 to say 20 videos that all pertain to that one vehicle, kind of a build along video. Just trying to get ideas, and anybody that has been watching daily, if you can comment before or below and just let us know what you are liking or disliking. Don't be worried about what you have to say. Just give your honest opinion on what we are doing, and if there's something you'd like to see more of that we could be doing with Stones and myself, we can lean towards that way if we feel it makes sense, so we can carry on with this channel and make it work for you guys as well as us. Yeah, just gonna head into the shop now and try and do an update on all the vehicles that are there now, or any of the new vehicles that might be there since the last time I've done an update. I only made it through detail and the hot rod shop yesterday. Didn't even make it to the automotive shop before the end of the day. Just was between getting the camper ready to be put back into storage and going over things with Mark and Leah. It took up the whole day. So we're going to head in now and see what we can get together for some footage and try and get up a video maybe 10 to 15 minutes long so you guys can get through it, and then comment on the direction you think that Driven by Stones should go. We really want to drive people to get up and get out and get things done, right? So, and that's what I'm trying to drive myself to do. It's easy to just not do anything, sit in your office, stay at home. I want to drive myself to get out and something productive done daily, even on the weekends. So hopefully we can build this channel towards that, and as well whatever it is whatever you guys like for footage. Just gonna get to the shop here and we will see you there. Okay, down in the hot rod shop here in the fab department, we have a Cougar that they are just waiting for some parts on. It came in rusty frame rails and torque boxes and whatnot. So Corbin has taken and removed the 240 from the frame table, and now we're putting this car on the frame table, since we will be waiting, I guess, a few weeks for parts. So that's what's happening with the Cougar. Yeah, so just doing that, and then the El Camino is going to come down here on this hoist and get some exhaust work. Moving on to the Land Cruiser. The Land Cruiser had a bunch of mechanical work done, as we've seen in previous videos. The customer went ahead and had the roof redone, got rid of all the holes, which we talked about in previous videos. And then as well, Lyle has done door seals, which are clearly nice and tight. And some speaker pods that you would have seen in a video Mark did while I was away. So he's got kick panels done, I believe all made out of aluminum. And then as well in the rear, he's got some panels built that, look a lot like a factory panel would look in both corners, so it should sound pretty good. Hiding the amplifier in the back of the glove box here. He's just waiting for the head unit to show up. We're doing a retro sound stereo in it, so it should look fairly close to what factory would be. They don't make one exactly for this vehicle, but they make one for like a year earlier or a year later, I'm not sure. So that's pretty much it on the Land Cruiser. Turned out really good. The new roof looks good on there, nicely painted. That's about it on that, other than the girls are going to do some polish and ceramic coat once the stereo install is complete. The F100 is getting the hood fit. The customer has had a previous shop do the body and paint on this vehicle, and unfortunately they never fit the hood. So they've got the aftermarket hinges and the hood, and they've never fit it, but yet the rest of the vehicle is painted. So we've put hundreds of hours into these hoods on the other two F100s that we have around here, and that was not a very great idea that they did. So now Bernard's trying to fit it the best we can so the paint shop can paint the hood as well as paint the tailgate. So he's just working on that now. So the 240, there was a video posted I think last week of finding some hidden stuff on the 240. So we've removed it from the table now that the frame rails and all the floor work and basically from the back of the doors forward is all done in metalwork. So they're able to put the front suspension back in it and make it a roller and get it off the frame tail to open that up for other vehicles. The customer is coming in today to go over the back side of the vehicle. So normally when a job like this comes in, I always recommend that we sand bottom 6 inches of the vehicle, which usually would expose anything in this area as well as down here. Unfortunately, the people that hid everything on this vehicle did such a great job hiding it that we didn't think it was necessary. We thought it was a fairly solid car, so we carried on with the parts that the customer had originally ordered in the beginning, and as we got further and further, of course, we found more and more. And as you can see, they like spot welded these panels in and some brazing. So whatever work was done even somewhere they didn't even have a welder or access to a welder. And with the amount of Bondo they used, they probably could have bought a welder. Sorry about that, lots of noise. Anyway, so yeah, tons of filler. They didn't fix the dent, they just filled it with Bondo. Unfortunately, that happens a lot in this industry. We're getting it together, so the customer's coming in today. and we're going to go over getting some quarter panels and inner fenders and stuff like that to get this complete. So it's back on wheels now, so if we're doing that and we got to wait a few weeks for parts, it can head to storage and not take up space at the shop. So that's kind of it for the Fairlady 240Z update. Such a cool car, definitely worth continuing on. Yeah, quick update on the 1930 Buick McLaughlin. Bernard has made huge progress on assembly. I need to get a hold of Richard today to get him down here and go over some parts that we need to make that you cannot purchase. So I will send him a message, get him down here. And Bernard has a box of parts over there ready for chrome. You're at 100 and what? 107. 107 pieces of chrome that need to go out. And then there's body panels that... Sorry?
We've got 100 that we've already done.
100 parts are already done. So yeah, going to be a lot of parts in chrome. And then there's the fenders and stuff that he fit that need to go into paint. Luckily they're just black like the rears here. So yeah, so some progress on this, which is good. We'll get Rich down here and get some parts being machined. I need to get him down here too to go over the 34 Ford, because we're going to carry on with getting some stuff done there and get that car ready for deuce days. So perfect. So that's the update on the McLaughlin. The 40 Ford is all in paint and body panels mostly assembled. Should be heading for upholstery soon. We're trying to do a very quick assembly for this customer as we've neared his budget, and just kind of wants to get the car together, which happens a lot. He can tinker with it a lot himself as well. That's kind of the plan here, is to get it as together as possible, and then it'll head over for upholstery. With assembly, there's a lot of things that you can do twice accidentally when upholstery is involved. So sometimes it's best, if we can, depending on how the load is on the upholstery shop, to let him do a lot of the assembly as well during the upholstery. So it's kind of what we're going to do with this. We don't want to waste any minutes or seconds or hours on it, and get it done as quick as we can for him to keep the budget nice and low. So that's kind of it on the 40 Ford. It'd be nice to see it all cleaned up. It's one of those colors that just doesn't look good dirty, so hopefully we can get it cleaned up soon and get an update on that when it's all wiped down and shined up. But nice to see the progress on that. That's a lot of progress since I've been gone. And here's the 66 Impala right-hand drive. Mark touched on it a little bit during the walkthrough he did while I was away. Super cool car, all original. It was extremely rusty, being a convertible, of course. We did complete floors, quarter panels, rebuilt the chassis, added some bracing into the chassis to help stiffen it up a little bit. So the customers are back on track now to get this car done. So Clint is starting some assembly on it. So super cool to get this back in the shop. It's been, I think, over a year that it was in storage. So first things first, get everything itemized on the shelves, organized, figure out exactly what we have. One of the hardest things for us before was we couldn't get upholstery for it. We were waiting and waiting. It was ordered for over a year. But now with Lyle in-house, he can do the upholstery no problem, as well as the roof. So that's going to be great. Clint's just itemizing everything and getting it organized, get the book going so we know what we have, what we don't have, and get Mike and parts on ordering anything that we do need to get this assembly expedited, running smooth as possible. Quick update on the 63 Falcon. He's got the door panels complete, and now the customer has decided, I guess we're going to do the headliner, so he's going to remove the glass, and we're going to get the headliner reupholstered as well. Then there's the seats that need to be done. They're going to be done with black, and he's got the package tray done here, so that'll need to be installed. So kind of the look of what's going to carry through the upholstery on this. So yeah, cool car. Can't wait to see it all put together. So not a lot on the Falcon at the moment, but definitely coming along. Not a lot to show in the body shop today. We got a boat in from High Caliber, just he primed it yesterday, so he's doing some prep work on it now, and that'll be into paint pretty quick. Also the hood from the 55 F100 that was green going silver, and then there's the tailgate from the other F100 that's in the assembly side of the shop at the moment. So a few little things in the body shop right now. Also over here, my tailgate, Al fixed up some scratches from factory. The bumper was too close. In the cold, it curled up a little, and the bottom edge of the tailgate scratched on the bumper, and I just left it. But since I bought the truck, I always wanted to do the flat black on the brushed stainless look panel on the back, but then keep the limited letters chrome. So he accomplished that for me while I was away, and the tailgate is off the truck. So we'll probably get this down to storage, as I don't plan to take the camper off probably until next fall, if at all. I'm not sure yet, as I'm now driving the shop truck to keep the mileage down on the 450, since you don't need to be driving that to work and back daily. Kind of a waste of fuel and mileage on a big heavy truck. So So yeah, that's the update for the Hot Rod shop for Wednesday, I think the 12th. And I'll make my way down to the automotive shop shortly and kind of go over what's happening down there and hopefully get you guys some updates. Just down at detail, we got this GMC in here for full PPF in the front. I'm not sure exactly what all she's doing, but this is one of our landlord's vehicles actually for this location and the Hot Rod shop. I think they get new trucks every couple of years. And yeah, so Nikki is just plotting out some of the film here now. And she's working over there on the plotter. I got my big truck in their way. Got to get that out of here today, down to storage. But yeah, nice truck in for PPF. So definitely great to have done to your new vehicles. Down at the automotive shop, the Land Cruiser just got moved here this morning. We noticed a small antifreeze drip under it down at the Hot Rod shop. It was just coming out of the drain cock. So that's all good to go. And Pedersen 51 Ford is here. I think Mark talked about this in one of his videos while I was away. It was a build we did a couple years ago. Super nice car. One of the window regulators failed, so that got repaired. When we were first building it, it was going to be carbureted, and then through the build we ended up going with fuel injection. So then it had a frame rail mounted fuel pump, which was noisy, and as well it was cavitating when the tank was below, I think, quarter tank or so, causing issues with the return, something that was just annoying for the customer. And you basically had to have had a full tank the whole time or it wouldn't run well. So we went with an in-tank pump module from Holley, and he was also having issues with the fuel gauge. We were trying to get it to work well with the Dakota Digital, and it was always close but not perfect. So we also tried the new Holley. It's like a Hall effect, or it's an eye sensor, not a float. It's the first one we've installed, so hoping for good readings from that. But it is all done now. I think it just needs to go to detail and get planned to deliver home to the customer. There's also talk about getting an inspection to put modified collectors on it, I believe. So that's that on them two. The Sunbeam Tiger, I think it was in for some brake work. I'm not 100% sure what's happening with this. The tech is home sick today that has been working on it. So I got a small update that we did do some brake work. So the new master's in and that's all done. Waiting on customer decision on a new carburetor or rebuild his existing. The whole list of things on the windshield, Dave is famous for marking everything on tape, which is good. So yeah, not 100% sure, but these are cool, super cool cars. We did an engine on one of these a couple years ago. You got to drop it out the bottom. And yeah, really neat car. Definitely could use some paint eventually, but yeah. So waiting on the carb for that if he decides to go that way. Over here we have Mark's wife's Jeep. They just bought it back. It was originally Mark's vehicle and it was available to buy back, so now his wife runs this. Mark brought it in to get some lights, I think, installed. Yeah, so just a little slow right now. The cold snap always kind of does that out here in the automotive industry. I've always noticed that if it's super cold, things slow down. So a good time for us to get caught up and take in some stuff like this that we would normally not be able to get done. So that's in for that. And the IROC. So this job, we've had the engine here for a while, and now they've done the swap. We're just waiting for the headers to get ceramic coated to install them. Basically, the customer brought us a complete 5.7 tune port engine, and Mike completely went through it and rebuilt it, and we pulled the 305 out and put the 350 in. That's just it. We're just waiting on the headers to come back from ceramic so we can complete the install on that and get her run up. And over here is just Nicole's Ranger over for an oil change, and then that'll head back over to her. We're trying to decide what swap to do to this. It's got a ticky old, what is a 4-liter in this, right?
Yeah, 4 liter.
Yeah, it's at the 4-liter. It's a 94, I think.
Yeah, 1994.
Yeah, and it's basically, we know the heads are gone. They're famous for cracking, so it's getting oil in places it shouldn't be and antifreeze in places it shouldn't be, and all that fun stuff. So it's super unreliable. She's blown off hoses because of oil contamination, all sorts of things. So we're trying to come up with a great swap for this since nothing is available. You can't get heads, you can't get camshafts, you can't really get anything to make it better or remanufacture it really. So we're gonna either do a small diesel or maybe an EcoBoost 4-cylinder would be a cool swap. Try and keep it all forward. That'll be up to her, but we're going to do the research and figure out what makes the most sense to do a swap in this thing to make it reliable. Get a little more pep in its step. She's done a good job making it nice. She color changed it from green to black. Has done a lot of work to the stereo and interior and stuff like that. So, you know, other than the dent on the back bumper here, it's pretty much in perfect condition body-wise. So it'd be nice to get her to a reliable state on the rest of the truck. So that's about it in the automotive shop right now. We're just down at BC DeLorean to pick up some vehicles. Not movie vehicles today, but a few from the fleet that need some work. Get a couple of cars ready for the car show season coming up, but just vehicles Kevin might drive. Got a couple of staff with me, and we're gonna hook up a trailer and grab a couple vehicles. So we just need to move Jurassic Park so we can get to the C10. The C10 has got an air ride issue. Nothing more, but we'll get it out, get the air ride issue looked at, and just get it ready for the spring here. So just get that out of the way. And then I don't know if we need to, we might be able to sneak the truck out without moving the, I think so, it's wide enough, yeah. So yeah, okay, we'll just get this thing going. You can hear the air, it's just blowing out. Sounds like it's underneath here though, so that might be a good sign. Could just be from the tank. So here, we'll just get it outside.
There's lots of cable, obviously.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, it's okay.
No, I don't want to exhaust you too much. I think he actually wanted us to put high flow cats on this thing too, maybe, because it's too loud. I think this was the truck we talked about, so we'll have to look into that. Just it's really droney on the highway. So we're also grabbing the 56. It's just been put in the trailer for storage, so it's not tied in. So we're gonna get it out and drive it. It's just got a bit of a starting issue. We're having an issue where this one seems to draw the voltage too low for the computer to start, even though it cranks over fine with the high torque starter. It'll get below 12 volts or 11 point something volts, and it won't allow it to start sometimes. So then you put a booster on it and it starts right up. Okay, so we got the 55 coming to the shop. 9. The 56 is in the trailer. Yeah, so the deal with the 55 is we're going to bring the 57 as well. The 55 is supposed to be a standard for the movie American Graffiti. So we made it look like a standard. Everybody thought it was a standard, but it is an automatic. Kevin has a 57 that he likes to drive that is a 4-speed, and he'd rather it be automatic. We're going to swap the 55 to 4-speed as it should be, and the 57 to automatic as he wants it. So pretty close to the same vehicles, big block, small block, both Chevy, so we'll be able to do that. So that's cool. And also while we were here, one of Kevin's purchases from Barrett showed up, which is the Mr. Bean / is it Tomer car? So Brandon's just playing with that right now. It's pretty cool that that showed up. Yeah, so he's just figuring that thing out, and we're gonna hit the road. So yeah, nice pair of vehicles. My favorite ones to drive out of Kevin's collection are actually these two. The truck drives amazing. Of course, it's driving a little rough right now. The air ride's out of it. And the 55 drives great as well. We do need to get some new rubber for it. These are old NOS tires we luckily found when we were really looking for some tires to look the part. So the one's bulging, but I drove that around a Soyuz for the Cactus Jalopies a couple summers ago for like 4 days, and it was just such a cool car, fit really well to me, and definitely if I ever built myself a classic, I think it would be pretty tough for me to do anything but a 55. I am more of a muscle car person myself, but when it comes to classic cars, I think the 55 is right. It's a muscly classic car in my opinion. So to have one of those built like this, kind of like the Gasser style, like the American Graffiti style, is really cool. I don't know if I'd want it pro touring. I think I'd want it somewhat old school but reliable. Yeah, I just love the sound, the way it drives, comfortable vehicle. So yeah, this one now going to 4-speed, it'll even be that much more fun. Beautiful day to rip a couple of Kevin's vehicles to the shop and keep the guys busy in this cold weather. The shop's running a little slow, so this stuff gets neglected when you're part owner of a business. Your stuff comes last most of the time, so it's a good time for us to get this stuff in and get it taken care of. The Blue Chalk is a simple airline, looked like a strap let loose and the airline touched the header, so that'll be an easy repair, and then we'll service it all up for the season. Same with the black car. We will obviously service that up while we have it, and the 56 as well. We're not sure. It's that car's named Uncle Roy's car. It's Kevin's uncle's car, so he's not sure if it's going to go back up to him this year or not, but we're definitely going to get it ready to be driven. It's also an amazing car to drive. We drove it around to Soyuz for that same show quite a bit, and the crate engine that we had put in that car to start with failed after that weekend. we went through it, and mainly the heads failed, but we went through the engine and did a bit of work to it, and definitely runs better now. And yeah, so be good to get these 3 all done, and the 57 as well. So there'll be four vehicles, or ones he likes to drive to the Thursday nights and stuff. So these are 4 of them that'll probably be out a lot this year that we'll see in our videos. Beautiful day here. Looking good out front here. The Ranger is ready to go home. It's getting picked up this afternoon. So yeah, those are looking good. We'll get the 56 out of the trailer, and then we're going to head back and get the 57. Okay, 56 is out of the trailer, running good. It's also got a soft brake pedal we're going to look at. It's never had the greatest brakes. So the front brakes are actually pretty small. So we might look into a better front brake kit. It's got rear disc. The rear disc almost looks bigger. So yeah, so we'll get these getting looked at, and then we got some work to do on this trailer as well. The fenders weren't trimmed from the factory, so they actually hang down, and he gets them caught up. So we need to trim the fenders. Yeah, this is it. The other side's been trimmed. This side, they didn't actually trim the fenders, so they actually hang down, and then of course they get tore up. And then also, the side door access is a joke on this. It's got down here threaded. Oh, it switched the camera on me. Sorry, guys. It's got threaded nuts and 2 separate boxes to get into the access, which is okay if you only need to get out one side. But those are all seized in the hole because they have a steel nut threaded into a steel riv nut. So now the riv nuts are spinning in the chassis. So we're gonna lose all that and put the rubber straps on like our trailer has, kind of like an old Jeep hood. You just pull the rubber up and hold it in place, and that's been working fine on our trailer for years now, so we're going to do that as well. So a bunch of little repairs on the BC DeLorean stuff. This is the BC DeLorean branded trailer, meant to kind of look like the Doc Brown cube truck. So we're going to have to move the cab over to get Mirthmobile out of here. Get this one out of here. This is the replica one that we built, and then we can get to the 57. So this is where we're going to pull the 4-speed out of for the 55 and put the automatic in it. So yeah, just got to move a couple things around and we will get on the road. Okay, well, we went back, we got the 57. We had to dump some gas down the carb to get it to fire up. The fuel pump did not want to go with starter cranking. We got that going. And then I had a float stock on which was new when it got parked. Eldebrock carb, smacked out with a chisel, and we are good. Got a shake in the back. I don't know. Maybe a bad tire. I don't think we've driven this thing since the Asoya show, which was not the summer we just had, but the summer before. So anything's possible. Okay, we got the 57, 55's in here, 56 is in here. 56 is an easy one. This is a swap, turbo 400, 4-speed swap, back and forth, and just some airline on the 69. We added some resonators last year to get rid of the drone. We wanted to do high flow cats, but there was no room in this crazy exhaust I built a few years ago. Yeah. So Ashley's gonna get that fixed up. She should be good to go. Okay, another busy day today, Thursday afternoon. Just heading home. We got the Mindale coupe moved down to the hot rod shop. We're gonna address a bit of an oil leak, which I think is the intake anyway. and get that diagnosed, and then from there we will be removing the intake to mill it down level, and then pinning the throttle bodies and having the fuel rails built, and some other fab work that we're getting, well, fab and machine work that's getting done under the hood, as well as, I think I mentioned it earlier, we're going to get the trunk. He wants the trunk on an actuator system, so you hit a button and the trunk opens. Right now it's on a popper, so it pops and then you lift the trunk, but he wants it to work electronically, a lot like the late 50s, early 60s Corvettes. Everybody's doing the hoods electronically. He wants the trunk lid on his car to do that, so we got to design something for that. The push button start module that we have in there is really finicky. It doesn't like to work well with the electronic fuel injection. The one we had in there the first time didn't work at all because it wanted it wanted you to press the brake and hold the button down to ignite the ignition and crank kind of all at the same time. And the aftermarket fuel injection does like to see a key on, then start. And then this one, you need to disarm the alarm, hit the button, and it turns the ignition on. But sometimes it only turns on accessory, then you got to hit it again until you hear the fuel pump, and then you press and hold the button, and sometimes it'll give you a full crank until it runs. Sometimes it'll just hit the starter and bang, it doesn't really crank over. It's just super inconsistent, and then it a lot of times will kill the ignition while it goes to crank, therefore making the fuel injection not happy. So we're going to do something we did in the Camaro I built, where we have a power on, like ignition on button, ignition off button, and then just a start button. And then you won't be able to obviously turn ignition on if the alarm is turned on, but it'll get rid of the computer brain part of it. It'll just be push button but mechanical button. So a little bit of upholstery rework to move a button, to add a button, and yeah, so a little bit of stuff to do. We're trying to get the car, all these little ideas done, and the car ready and properly drivable for the Deuce Days show in I think it's the beginning of July. So a bit of a deadline to kind of get the car done, all the little things that Kevin wants completed. So after that show, the hope is it can go home and it's easy enough to just start the car and drive the car. It actually drives really well. I drove it today, but just need to get all these little quirks done after this next show. It's not really going to be a driver because it's a pretty crazy high-end car, but he'll be able to drive it around his property, move it, and run it if he wants to show it off and stuff like that. So that's kind of the plan with that. Tomorrow morning we're going to get it in the air and confirm the oil leak, whether it's the back of the oil pan or if it was in fact just the distributor was loose, or the back of the intake manifold. So somewhere back there it's leaking some oil that it never leaked before we changed the intake and changed the oil pan before the last show. So get to that tomorrow and then get onto that wiring to get that thing starting properly, and then it's a bunch of upholstery work in the trunk after we design however this trunk's going to open and close electronically. So anyway, thanks for following along, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning and happy Valentine's Day, everybody. It's Friday morning, just heading into the shop. Today I need to get my big blue Snap-on Mr. Big Toolbox moved out of the hot rod shop. Takes up a ton of space. I think it's like 14 feet long, maybe 12, I don't know. It takes up a ton of space, and we want to move one of our mechanics into the hot rod shop. So I'm going to be heading in and getting that moved. Oh, that was just another scam call. Anyway, need to get this big blue toolbox moved. We got the coupe moved down there. We're going to have Carrick work on that down in the hot rod shop. We have 4 people in the hot rod shop at the moment. We have Lyle in upholstery, we have Corbin in fabrication, and we have Bernard and Clint in assembly, but we don't have an actual dedicated mechanic in that shop, and we hired Carrick as our performance mechanic. So the idea was to get him down in there and situated, and then we'd have 5 people in the auto shop and 5 people in the hot rod shop, excluding the body shop. We kind of separate that. So yeah, gonna get the big blue toolbox moved probably down just into the showroom for now where the coupe was, just to have it out of the way. These big toolboxes are all fancy and nice, but sometimes they just become a nuisance being so long and they take up so much wall space. The Snap-on Mr. Big is essentially 2 toolboxes put together. I think it's an 84 inch and then the one size smaller, 70 something, or maybe high 68 inch or something. I'm not sure. I'd have to measure it up. So I did buy the trim pieces for me to be able to separate them and make them into 2 toolboxes, which I might do. I'd rather go taller than have one that wide, or be able to have it in 2 separate kind of locations, or maybe one in each shop. I can separate the type of tooling to which shop I have some of my shop/shop tools in. But for now, I believe it'll fit in the showroom, and we can lock it up in there for now and just get things moving in the shop. Priority is having the guys have the space for them to work, than having a big fancy toolbox take up space. So heading in to do that right now, and not sure what else I'll get up to today, but thanks for following along. It's another beautiful day here today. 1 degree now, so it is warming up a little bit, which is nice. We got the camper and truck put away, so the girls have their full space and detail. Carry on. Okay, so I'm just going to make some room for Carrick's toolbox. He needs about 7 feet, so we're gonna go about 7 feet from here over. Gives him a power outlet, air line, and a window right where his toolbox is, and that gives me quite a bit more room to try and organize the pole max, the English wheel, and the milling machine. So we want to keep the milling machine close to the pole max, since you'll need to use that to make bits for this. But the length difference gives me the room to maybe turn this sideways, because it comes out from the wall so far that it chokes off the working area for a vehicle. So that's what we're going to work on right now. So this setup gives me the 7 feet we'll move this door hanger out of here so I can move the milling machine down. Some extra space. And that'll give him the space he needs, plus some, with that stuff organized. Find new homes for this stuff. It's always a struggle trying to get stuff from just being jammed in little spots. So we're gonna hopefully try and eliminate that and get everything into its home. Like these race ramps split up all over the shop, and we'd like to get them in a spot they stay and they belong, because they had most of them underneath the blue toolbox. Now I believe we can turn this, and when it needs to be used, you can wheel it out. And also you use it from the side usually anyway, so on a small panel, we have it in front of this window. Should have enough room to work anyway. And you get the cool picture now pointing out, which is nice. And a good spot for that. This usually belongs over here. Probably lose track of me, but we'll see. And turning that sideways did open up space for tools that need to kind of have a home. And the Pullmax has that cool logo on it.
I was just gonna say, I don't know what it is, but that cool logo on there.
Yeah, it's nice to have that. And then,
very cool.
And then you're going to use the milling machine to make bits for the Pullmax, so to have that close by. Yeah, after coffee, he's heading over here. So we can fit this in here. We should probably be able to fit a floor jack in here as well if we want for a home, because I know that we're having issues with that, but that floor jack is one's at storage still. We need to bring it back here. 12 feet, a full toolbox. Let's see what we can do here. Comment below. Should we cut it in half and make it 2 toolboxes, or leave it as one? So we can unpin these wheels. Oh, I think it's on this side. Okay, now it should just go straight in. I'm gonna phone my uncle and see about getting, what do you call it, the blinds done like we have over here. Get one made for here. Because I think if you close the door, I'll hold the gate. If you close the door, I think there's room up there in that pivot area. Oh yeah. They should be able to put something in there. There's enough room below the springs, I think, to have it tuck up there and not get hit. Yeah, there's enough room if they go just below the spring mount there. And we can have this same roll-up thing, so you can adjust it all the way down or all the way up. Yeah. That'll be nice. I'll give him a call, and then, because it's kind of useless, like right now. It's trying to hide from the sun here. Okay, just an update in the shop here Friday afternoon on a couple of the cars. We have the 56. We have confirmed for sure that the Phytech is failing. So we do have a Sniper 2 here in stock now, and it's the shiny version, which will look good with the rest of the engine being all nice and shiny. Get rid of that black Phytech on that. The leaks have been fixed on the 69 GMC, and we're gonna add a second air pump to the other side here. Ashley's been working on this, and she's off on Fridays, but she'll be back here Tuesday because Monday's family day here in BC now. And the transmission swaps, we're running into all sorts of things like always. When you do this type of thing, it should be easy, but it's not. So having clutch pedal issues on the 55 going to 4-speed, so we're going to have to go to a hydraulic clutch. And then finding other issues on the 57 while we work on it. Really janky motor mounts. They're just kind of overhung and low, and because of that the fuel pump is actually hitting the frame. So I'm assuming whenever somebody did this, it probably had clearance, but then the mounts have sagged since then. And then also in the rear it has a sway bar kit in it, but it is actually destroying the shocks. So yeah, so we're gonna have to relocate either the lower mounting point or the upper point, move the shocks over, and get that all fit. But otherwise, things are moving along here in the shop. And yeah, so that's kind of it for the week here. Just gonna head out to get my hair cut and pick up some stuff from Canadian Tire. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.